Coming up, Valdosta volunteers with Isaac cleanup, gas prices spike,
and 3 more soldiers are killed in Afghanistan. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Rusty Wrights.
And I'm Naya Earp. Isaac is no longer a hurricane, but life-threatening storm surges and floods remain a dangerous problem. Ed Payne has more on the rescue efforts.
Search and rescue missions in Louisiana and Mississippi for residents stranded by slow-moving Isaac. Well, the levees held in New Orleans, water overtopped several levees southeast of the city in Plaquemines Parish. A crew pulled a 70-year-old man and his 4 dogs from the rooftop of a flooded home there. The man says he lost his previous home to Hurricane Katrina, which made landfall 7 years ago Wednesday. Also in the parish, 10 people, most of them elderly, were rescued by boat from a house. They were unable to leave town on their own.
And we were trying to leave, but trying to drive in the car, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. With me being a diabetic, and I had a stroke.
The Louisiana governor's office said 1,500 people had been evacuated, with 1,500 more needing rescue in St. John Parish. The governor said there's been plenty of damage and warned the state's not in the clear yet.
The first estimate is there could be as many as 800 homes that have gotten significant water damage here in Plaquemines Parish. This storm is a very slow-moving storm. It'll be moving through our state. We'll be dealing with this storm through early Friday morning.
I'm Ed Payne reporting.
Although Tropical Storm Isaac continues to lose momentum as it runs aground, many are now left stranded and in need of rescue due to rising floodwaters. The American Red Cross has sent out an alert to surrounding areas asking for volunteers to assist with relief efforts. Volunteers at the South Georgia chapter of the Red Cross in Valdosta will be heading to areas affected by the disaster today to help the victims. Terry Jenkins, director of the Red Cross South Georgia chapter, praised the first responders that these volunteers are the heart and soul of a nonprofit organization. For more information about the disaster relief services or to find out how to volunteer for future disasters, visit ValdostasRedCross.org.
With both Tropical Storm Isaac and a holiday weekend ahead, gas prices will continue to soar. According to the Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, over 93% of the daily oil production in the Gulf of Mexico has been shut in. 64% of the oil rigs have been evacuated. Georgians, on average, are paying $3.79 at the pump, while the national average is at $3.77. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the current rise in fuel prices could be a part of a long-term increase in prices.
3 Allied troops have been killed in Afghanistan. A shooter wearing an Afghan National Army uniform opened fire on NATO soldiers, allies to the U.S., on Tuesday. Recently, there has been a surge in these type of attacks. 2 troops were killed in similar fashion Monday. U.S. General John Allen says all Allied forces have been ordered to carry loaded weapons around the clock.
Coming up, a bus crash in Atlanta leaves 1 dead. West Nile is making a comeback.
And we'll have your local weather update. Stay with us.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
And
I'm Naya Earp.
And I'm Rusty Wrights. One person is dead this morning after a car crash involving a school bus in DeKalb County. Rescue officials have not identified the person killed in the crash, but DeKalb County authorities say none of the passengers on board the bus were injured in the collision. The incident happened at 7:30 this morning on Panthersville Road, which remains closed near the accident scene. DeKalb County school official Jeff Dickerson told the media that only one student was on board the bus at the time of the crash.
1,509 cases of West Nile virus in the United States, with 66 deaths reported from the virus. This is the highest human toll since the mosquito-borne disease was first detected in the country in 1999, and that number is still rapidly increasing. All 48 adjacent states have reported cases of West Nile viruses in birds, mosquitoes, and in mammals, including humans. Only Alaska and Hawaii have been spared. So far, more than 70% of the human cases have been reported in just 6 states: Texas, South Dakota, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Michigan.
As the Republican National Convention continues in Tampa, reports of an unruly incident have caused quite an uproar. An unidentified man was removed from the convention Tuesday night after harassing a female African-American camera operator working with CNN. News sources at the site of the incident reported a man throwing peanuts at the camerawoman and stating, "This is how we feed animals." It is unclear if the man was a delegate, reporter, or attending the convention for some other reason. CNN released a comment confirming such an incident occurred, but refrained from releasing further details beyond that it had been taken care of by RNC officials.
New study shows that heavy, long-term marijuana use beginning in the teens can possibly lead to lower IQ. Frequent continued use of marijuana starting before age 18 was associated with an 8-point decline in IQ in the study. The decline was not seen in users who started smoking pot in early adulthood or later in life. The findings suggest that long-term marijuana use can cause harm to some thinking abilities such as intelligence, memory, and attention span, and that teens are uniquely vulnerable, researchers say.
Taking a look at your local weather, expect a cloudy day with a high of 90 and a low of 72. The chance of rain is minimal this morning, about 15% until 3 o'clock, when that number goes up to 50% for the rest of the day.
Coming up, an update on campus safety. Greg Reed catches some bad luck.
And the GSP works with Florida State Patrol to make our roads safer. Stay with us.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already out playing him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Rusty Wrights.
And I'm Naya Earp. Since taking office in July, new Lowndes County Principal J.B.J. Floyd has started shaking things up in Vikings country. Principal Floyd feels that it is important to make his expectations clear by meeting with each class and reinforcing that the expectations of both students and staff will be met with higher expectations. Floyd said the fastest form of school improvement is when you hire new teachers and new administration.
With gun violence ripping across this nation this summer, parents and students are wondering what campus security is doing to prevent these tragedies. News Valdosta's Rossano Stewart has more.
After a summer filled with several violent shootings in Colorado, Wisconsin, and New York, the fall semester begins across campuses nationwide. But what have we learned about these tragedies, and what measures are we taking to prevent these events from happening? Valdosta State University police feel that collaboration is important in preventing disaster.
We have the crime prevention. We use information intelligence that we get from other departments or anything like that. Anything that may happen, we have a network of programs throughout the university system, throughout the nation, of anything that may be going on or whatever, and then we have training programs that we use with the Georgia Public Safety Training Center up in Forsyth.
The department also has added some new equipment to improve safety on campus.
We finally got some new cars, so that's one good positive thing. We got, we're getting new equipment. We're slowly coming in. We're getting better camera systems. Little stuff like that's coming through. We need to keep updated with the stuff, because if our equipment's falling apart, how are we going to be able to help somebody if our equipment's not working right? So, I mean, it's very important to keep our equipment updated with everything.
Although officers have not deemed the vehicle street ready, police feel that there are several procedures set in place to prevent a campus-wide incident. With News Valdosta, I'm Rossano Stewart.
As citizens start getting ready for the Labor Day weekend, local law enforcement officers start getting prepared as well. Yesterday morning, Georgia and Florida State Patrol officers and several county sheriff departments met in Lake Park along Interstate 75 to kick off the 21st annual Hands Across the Border campaign. This campaign focuses on helping to prevent traffic fatalities during the Labor Day weekend. The campaign will extend the entire 78-hour Labor Day weekend, starting at 6 p.m. this Friday and ending midnight on Labor Day. Last year alone, Georgia State Patrol investigated 426 auto crashes over the Labor Day weekend, resulting in over 300 injuries and 4 fatalities. Law enforcement officers plan on several police checkpoints, which will be screening for DUI and seat belts, and as well as anything that encourages safer driving.
Auction goers in Pensacola, Florida got more than they bid for this week. An auction storage unit purchased for $900 contained body parts from more than 100 different people preserved in formaldehyde. The unit once belonged to a former associate medical examiner. Police are still trying to determine if a crime has been committed.
Many Valdosta State University Blazer fans were excited when former Florida State University cornerback and punt returner Greg Reed transferred to the university after being suspended from his former team. While many had hopes of Reed leading the team to national championship, they have become disheartened in recent days, as Reed has torn his ACL at a local VSU scrimmage. As one of the most anticipated additions to the team, Reed will have to sit this year out due to the seriousness of his injury. Thanks for watching Valdosta News.
I'm Rusty Wrights. Have a good day.
And I'm Naya Irv. We'll see you next time.